Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Let's talk about Capricorn. Capricorn, I am what I achieve, and also known as I am what I am able to use. Capricorns are resourceful. They have the ability to understand recycling, meaning that recycling, how you put your plastic in one garbage can and your garbage food in another. Well, Capricorns are very structured with things like that, but they know how to recycle that plastic or those clothes to redesign them and make them useful for the time that we're in. If they had been 10 years ago, they know how to redesign those clothes. And so it goes fitting for any Capricorn and whatever their placements are, that they can redefine the boundaries of work ethics, not saying that they cross boundaries or they go into places of unintegral work, but that they know how to redefine. Now, I want to go back to unintegral work because they are an ambitious sign and energy. If they're not careful, the behaviors can go over into unintegral types of work. Richard Nixon was a president back in the early 1970, 1969. Around that time, he was vice president in the 1950s. We do know that in the 70s, Watergate broke out, and there was issues of integrity that came up concerning him. And yes, we've had many presidents that fall under different signs with integrity issues, but I'm bringing a political figure here, which history was created out of a situation called Watergate, and he was Capricorn. In the 10th house is Capricorn's domain. It is Saturn's domain. And what many people don't understand is in that domain of Saturn's, you may get away with whatever you're doing that is unintegral for a season, but eventually that integrity challenge or issue that you have, you're going to have to face it, and a lesson will come where you're going to have to deal with the fruit that you have planted in an unintegral way. And generally, I would say that most people have the ability to learn from the lessons, but if your ambition is so that it's overzealous, then you will not be able to overcome it. All right. And that means the situation, because you'll keep repeating unintegral situations until the point of causing something that will be exploited, and the world could see it or your community could see it, right? So I hope that that's clear. So there's Richard Nixon. Elvis Presley was a Capricorn. They are very structured. Lessons of responsibility come under Capricorn. So, for instance, after you have learned your lesson about unintegral situations, and my focus is there because if you have anything in the 10th house, Saturn is watching, even if it's not a planet in that 10th house. And if you're not careful, you will create karma and it will be exposed, because Saturn is about karma. It's about reaping and sowing. It's the Lord of the harvest. So whatever harvest you're planting, good or bad, you're going to get this back under the 10th house. And it could be the 7th, the 4th, and the 12th house, because those domains, they work very well together, interconnectedly. So let's see, the politicians, they're workaholics. They can be lawyers, they can be doctors, depending on if they have placements in the 6th house with Virgo. The thing is that they're government oriented. They are the ones that work in, the structure of the government, to create legislation. They create, let's see, the judges. Yes, thank you. The judges, judicial system falls under them. So, and that creation in that 10th house, the energy of Saturn. So where we see that the world is shifting right now, and people are really realizing that the justice system, or speaking out concerning the justice system, and political situations, the Democrats, the Republicans, and they see that something is going on there. What's happening is that there's an exposure going on even in that level. So when you come back to the person that has Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising, they have to walk a fine line concerning the things that they do. When we look at the phrase I use, the ambition can be overzealous, and they can use people and step on people to get where they want to get to. Never fear anyone that has experienced that energy, because that Capricorn that may have misused you gave you a lesson to understand, but you also will see them reap a lesson of the malicious or malefic behaviors, because they can be very carnal. Yes, carnal. And the universe deals greatly with them because of the sign that and the energy that they're born under. They're very rigid people. On the other side, I want to make this very clear that as they pass through the valley of the shadow of death, meaning that they're being transformed, as many Capricorns have, this is the time of enlightenment for them. No matter what they've done, in the last years, 10, 20, 30, 50, 60, 70, or 80, the transformations that come, like Pluto is in the 10th house, and Capricorns just moved into Aquarius. The fact of the matter that Capricorn was in its own house meant that it was being transformed. The I amness there was being transformed, and there could be children or young people under 20 that were having peaks of transformation to remove any kind of darkness that they were carrying, malefic energies, because Saturn has a malefic type of energy. But on the other side, where there's darkness and then there's light, the Capricorn energy in an individual is here to transform that darkness into light as any other sign. But that Capricorn energy is a leadership energy, and so as it is transformed into the truth, and it's no more acting as the devil, the tarot card, the devil, it is emphasized as Capricorn's symbol. As it is transformed, then what happens is that energy from the devil is laid to rest, or is put to sleep, which is also called the flesh in the Bible, and the light begins to rise up. Now, under the light, what happens is that the Capricorn energy is able to look back and see the things that they've done to others. It's kind of like, I just want to stay on the leadership level, because it is about leadership. You'll find a lot of Capricorns that can miss that understanding, because they stay in the stagnancy of that devil energy, the negative energy. It's a prominent, strong, stubborn, as I said, rigid energy that does not want to change its opinions or judgment about others. And that's why you can see that the political system falls under this energy, because once you transform that malefic energy, you find that a judge could be honest. They could really help communities, because Capricorns are very sturdy or stern with judging people. So they go through lessons with judgment. The political leaders, again, are about judging situations as they are God, but they are gods of the earth, you know. And so lawyers, doctors, anyone that is able to help with forming community, city and state, legislature, the mayors, presidents, the governors are under the 10th house energy. And so that house, it begins to formulate the leader and lead them into leadership. And the best thing that I could offer that Capricorn is that they do not lead with ambition that is overzealous or that steps on others, because they'll get that due process. Now, Capricorn rules the spinal column, the spinal cord, and so across your shoulders you can feel, you know, stiff, even up your back. With the retrogrades, you can feel that right now. A lot of people don't understand it. It also rules the teeth, and it can affect the sinus cavity. Right now, Gemini and Saturn have been felt in people's bodies through those areas where they're having sinus infections, and the teeth are involved as well. And so that can help you out to know. So I'm going to leave this here video or this audio here with you guys. And if you need any coaching sessions, personal development, of course, natal charts read, then contact me at ifwbuilders@gmail.com. My name is Kim, and I do this for a living. I also work in behavior health. So therefore, I can tell you that Saturn will give you feelings of depression, and that's something that you will have to overcome. The depression is more of pressure, so that you can learn that that pressure is creating you like the diamond is being created. You can feel it as a young child, and it can get you stuck in where you're going. But the individual born under Saturnian energy should meditate and pray a lot. Get guidance, you know, authentic guidance, so that you can develop into the leader that you were called to be. All right, so blessings, and thank you for listening. Share, and I will talk to you soon. Capricorn.